Hey everyone, I'd like to make a quick video of my ST coilovers for my Audi A5. They are made, if you didn't know, they're made and assembled by KW. Sorry, made by KW, assembled by ST. ST suspensions, these are the ones that I got are X's, so they are, the only thing that is adjustable is the height of the spring, or the right height. I'll quickly go over the 4 different options and what they do. XA and X are exactly the same. The only thing that is different is that you can adjust the rebound. Everything else is to a T the same. XTA is you can do the rebound, and you also get a camber plate. XTA Plus, I think, is the rebound and dampening that is to be adjusted, or you're able to adjust. Think of it, if you know KW, I could be incorrect in this, but this is KW V3, V2, and this is between V1s. In fact, I know that between the difference between KW V1 and ST X is that STs are not stainless, and then KW V1s are stainless. At the location where I currently live, I don't have to worry about winter, so having a stainless setup is it'll be a waste of money. So, and actually, I'll go back to the stainless part. I had this exact same setup on my older Audi A6 back in the day. Drove it in winter. It was my daily driver. Drove it in the summer. They never seized. They performed very well, and hence the reason why I came back to ST coilovers again. So I'll quickly do an unboxing video. Again, I've already seen them, but for those who have not had an opportunity to see how they look like, this is the video for you. So ST suspension, this is your little pamphlet, and there's some documents and stickers that are in here. Just put them away. Your key to adjust your height. And the goods. So this is the coilover, the front coilover, and this is the progressive spring. So this is what will eliminate any sort of road imperfections, and this is what will dampen for you while you're driving your nice Audi. And these springs are I would say, stiffer, more sportier spring than OEM. I don't want to compare them to an Audi S5, from my experience when I test drove a 2025 Audi S5 or 2024 Audi S5 and compared it to my Audi A5 with Audi Sport suspension, which, by the way, lowers your car already. They felt exactly the same. So I am quite honestly curious to see how these springs perform compared to the OEM Audi Sport suspension, but from previous experience, this is a huge upgrade. They feel very plush when you're just cruising around, and when you want to be a little bit of a hooligan, I'd say, in the back roads, they work. The car feels planted, feels good. It feels like a huge upgrade. I'm not going to unpack the spring, the rear spring. That is self-explanatory, just a spring. And I'll just take out the shock from the rear, and I'll show you the rear adjusting point for the spring. So your spring adjusting or adjuster goes like that, like so. It sits in its hole. Your spring sits on top in here, and this is your adjusting piece. That's where that tool comes in handy. You just rotate it left or right to adjust your height. It's as simple as it gets. Honestly, not rocket science to install these. Like I said, I've done them when I worked at Lexus back in the day, and it did not take me more than, oops, I should probably not load these guys. It did not take me longer than, I want to say, 3.5 hours to do them all. Plus I had to replace tie rods. So I did work very fast to get them done. It was after work during the time, but still, it's very doable, especially if you do them at home. This is not a difficult installation by any means. So, quick video. Now you've seen how they look like. You've heard my experience with these guys. Do a little, I don't want to call it a walk around video, but they do provide a little bit of a nicer look as well. I mean, the springs are bright yellow color. You can also customize the color to whatever you want, and you can actually engrave some of your initials maybe or something cool on these springs. I decided not to do that. I don't care. I mean, the yellow looks pretty good to me, and quite frankly, you'll never see them unless you're lifting the car up on a hoist. So it's I'd say a little bit of a waste of money, but this is again going to be to replace my old and tired struts on my Audi A5, and I will do a follow-up video probably in a month time once the car settles, once the struts settle. By the way, from my personal experience, the car would drop about 1/2 an inch, maybe sometimes 3/4 of an inch once you set the height. And I did do another alignment as the camber was a little bit too much on the negative side on my old Audi, even after I initially adjusted it. So again, expect to do 2 alignments with this if you're as picky as I am, to adjust once the coilovers and once the springs and shocks, once they settle, essentially the whole car settles, I would do a follow-up alignment just to make sure that your camber is still intact or within, let's say, OEM spec, or as close to it as you possibly can get to, and as well as your toe. And that's it. It's a wonderful upgrade. These are not all that expensive, I'd say, compared to KW stainless version. Again, I'll go back to the stainless versus non-stainless. If you don't live in a harsh winter environment where the city puts out a lot of salt or any harsh chemicals to de-ice the roads, you, in my opinion, don't need to get the KW V1s. You can go with STs. They're more than capable. They're exact same product. They're just not coated, or they use a different material. That is all. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and stay tuned for my follow-up video. Goodbye.